Is good, everyone? Super excited to be back here with you guys today. It's been a while since we've actually done one of these longer form content sessions, so I think today is going to be quite impactful and insightful. I'm going to take you through the terminal. It's something that I've actually just released as of today. Um, yeah, maybe also just explain what I've been up to the last couple of months, and yeah, we can dive into a little bit of how the terminal works, how you can get access if this is something you're interested in. We have opened it up to the public, so I'm super excited to announce that today you'll be getting your first sort of run through. And what better day than to get some insights into the current state of affairs with the FOMC news release that just happened about 20 minutes or so ago. So yeah, it's been a really cool project that I've been working on. Thought I'd just showcase you guys a bit about it today, go through a couple of things. So for me personally, I worked on this project because I found that there were a lot of times where I just felt like I was getting super distracted during the day. I found that, especially in today's trading world, we are always trying to basically look at 7,000 different applications, different charting models, charting tools, different macro tools. Everyone's coming out with their own fancy things. And for me personally, I thought, what better way to kind of make the most of this great opportunity we have to kind of build really cool tools and build really exciting things that can also be of value, right? So for me personally, I found I was, always deep in Discords, and I always found that I was flicking between Forex charts and Forex.com and then Bloomberg and this and that. And to be honest, like, it's just not practical. I mean, unless you have 8,000 screens, by all means, go for it. Not many people do. So I thought this would be quite cool. So you could also use this to so that anyone can kind of access it and get used to it. So for us, there's quite a cool couple of functionalities that I actually use this for. So for me personally, what I like to do with it is pretty much have everything stored in one central location. So I've got my charts here. I can flick between different views if you want candles, whatever it may be. And I also have my risk table here. So for example, if I want to maybe I've got a couple manual accounts that I'm still trading on the side. Maybe you got a trade copier, cool, whatever. You can kind of fill that all in here, and you can also on the go calculate your risk. It'll tell you how much you should be going into each position. If you're on a risk 1%, 1.5, 2, 2.5, whatever it may be, you can change your different pairs, and it'll obviously all flick in between that, which is also pretty cool. This is quite cool function as well. So if you trade different pairs, you can kind of go through here. It works the same as just your normal stock standard watch list. I've built in a live news tracker here that's actually just leveraging off financial juice, to be honest. It's bringing headlines that are coming through over here on the right hand side. So, for example, maybe you're not able to watch all the things all the time, or maybe you are needing to be out. You can log on to your phone and you can also watch the live news updates coming through this section over here, which is pretty cool. And then obviously here you've got your embedded economic calendar too. I've added some other cool little widgets here, which are more around like central bank rates, cop positioning, currency strength. If that's something you're interested in, you can play around with it. But the main cool thing is just to be centrally in one place. I can focus in on my charts. I can focus on my risk table. I can focus in on what news events is happening. I can see how my positions are getting affected in real time, especially in today's world with Trump basically saying anything and everything at any given point in time. Things happen, you don't see it in your economic calendar anymore. It's impossible to kind of predict what he's going to say and how he's going to move the market. So for me, this is exactly what I've been using to kind of stay on top of things, right? So yeah, it's super cool. I really enjoy it, to be honest. I can obviously flick between this and also my trading view charts if I really want to. But 9 times out of 10, I know what I'm looking for, so I just end up staying in here. And then if I've got any trade ideas, I push it to my Discord community from here directly, which I think is also really cool. I don't have to really worry about flicking between here and Discord and all these different cool channels, I can literally push exactly what I want to get to the members. Now, some other cool features that are a part of the terminal, we basically have like a market brief, daily brief breakdown. So every day, I've got a back-end LLM model that is basically reading and understanding what is happening on the macro front, breaking it down for you, making it super digestible, and then I'm also tying my high time frame buy. So for example, here on Monday, we were already looking at this position here for potential shorts, to try and see if we can hold in the supply area to see if price would continue down. If you have a look over here now, if I just quickly flip to the daily time frame, you'll see how we have actually held this so spot on, and that is exactly what I'm trying to do with this platform. Keep yourself accountable. Every day you've got a market analysis breakdown. You can also come and see how the different higher time frame plays are moving. So for example, every single day you can come through here and you can see how we are literally deep diving into every single move, pretty much calling everything to the T. There's a couple of days here where you can also kind of go back in time and see how things worked and how price action ran on a day-to-day basis, right? So this is kind of how I am now using the terminal. I'm using AI, I'm using LLM models, I'm using my mechanical trading system, and I'm literally trying to leverage all of these things all in one so we can be better traders and we can stay on top of times, right? I'll also post a weekly outlook on what I think might happen on different currency pairs. So for example, here you'll have a breakdown of what might happen on the dollar index, euro dollar, USD CAD. There's also some indices. We also have some commodities, and if you're into crypto trading, you can also kind of get a overall macro fund picture of what might happen. So these kind of get generated once a week just to keep a sort of outlook so you can align your high time frame analysis with this too. So it's really cool. In here you can also see different macro metrics where you can kind of come and play around and see if this is something that might be of use to you. It's really more historical data tracking than anything. The first two sections are a lot more sort of practical and live and in the markets currently. You can also come in here, which I think is really sick, and you can choose different trading options. So for example, if you want to watch on the 15-minute time frame, but you also want to be on the daily time frame, you can kind of see exactly how things are going, pretty much having your own built-in trading view, which is pretty cool. And then obviously here is just tracking your economic calendar events and stuff. So I thought also what I would show you a little bit about what you can expect if you're an Alchemy member. So I obviously push my own analysis, my own ideas. I also showcase my different trading ideas through the platform too. And you can obviously go in and see different models and how they all work. For example, if you have a look over here, you might be able to see some positions that we've taken, and you can also kind of get an idea of what to expect. So this is basically just me showing in live time what positions I'm looking at, how I would trade these positions, and how you can also go back and look at these positions for yourself and see if you would have taken the same or similar trade, right? Then I also have something very similar to this over here, which is in the trade journal section. So if you join as a public member, you will be able to use the trade journal and you'll be able to basically document any of the trades that you might have. So for example, if you want to enter a short or a long position, change your mindset, you can log your trades. This for me is all automated, so I'm able to, for example, if I go back here, I'm able to push ideas directly to my community from here, which then auto syncs with my journal. So for me, this is really nice because I don't have to worry about going and manually doing all of the stuff every single day. So these are just some options that you can kind of use to play around. Yeah, we are selling off actually quite hard right now, post the FOMC rate decision. So yeah, very, very, very interesting platform in my opinion that I think you can use quite nicely. Happy to break down a bit of charting in here as well if you guys would like to go through it. But But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm looking at on a daily basis now. If things aren't really kind of clear, I thought I would just come on here so you can also get a better understanding of why I wanted to create this platform, what I'm using it for on a daily basis, and how I'm using it. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So yeah, I think you can kind of see. Yeah, to be honest, this week has been quite slow. I was, as I mentioned, quite interested in this area of interest over here. So I wanted to get some shorts out of this supply area over here, which I showed you previously. I'd marked out. Why? Well, there's a couple of reasons. I had also got this displacement area correct from the week before. So price had kind of popped into here, really shown itself, or really shown its strength to the downside, and then we have come up and retested in this area here. So happy to also kind of yeah, dive into these topics a little bit more in due course. I just wanted to kind of come in here today to show you a bit more about what you can expect to see on the platform itself and how you can use it. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what I've been looking at, what I've been playing around with, and yeah, today it's live for you to join up if this is something you're interested in. You'll obviously get access to all the different tools. The only thing you really won't be able to see is the trade idea section, where we are posting a bit more interactive, live, and on the go sort of sessions. So for me personally, yeah, this is something I wanted to show you guys today, and I hope this video can explain it a bit more, and you guys can have better insights and clarity as to how and what you can expect from the Alchemy terminal going forward. So yeah, thanks guys. I will catch you in the next one. I'm going to do some more market analysis and breakdowns in the upcoming days, so feel free to stay tuned to my channel and enjoy the rest of it.